If you've ever tried foot-shaped and zero-drop shoes and thought, why do my calves hate me? It's usually not because your feet are fragile, it's because the jump is too big. Today we'll walk through a simple 0 to 12 week transition plan, how to dose it, and how to self-adjust using a traffic light system. One big rule for the whole video is to change one variable at a time. This is a practical ramp for everyday life, not a test of toughness, not pain as progress, and not medical advice. If you've got a current injury or you're dealing with sharp escalating pain, then seek medical advice. What we're trying to do is simple: give your feet and calves time to adjust to a new load. So think of your transition as 3 dials. Number 1 is time, how long you wear them for. Number 2 is the surface. So is it a hard surface or a soft surface? And how steep is it, or is it relatively flat? And number 3 is the intensity. So doing an easy walk or doing loaded training. And we need to think of dose as time plus surface plus intensity. If 2 go up, then 1 usually needs to come down. So before we go week by week, one key piece that we need to mention here at Behave is our modes concept. This has some impact on the flexibility of the shoe, but mainly on how much ground feel and cushioning you have below your feet. And for most people, this progression tends to be endurance to adapt to flex over time. This is if you're using the shoes as the dial. But if you're open to changing other inputs, so time, surface, or intensity, then you may want to start with a thinner sole to really hone in on your technique. Before we get into it, I just wanted to mention that this plan is aimed at people new to barefoot shoes. If you have more experience, then you might want to start later in the process, but the principles remain the same. Okay, so here's how to keep this safe and sustainable using our traffic light system. So first up, green means some mild soreness that goes away the next day. And this just means that your muscles are working slightly harder, which is a good thing because they're getting stronger. So yellow might indicate you've got some lingering tightness, some hot spots, and maybe your sleep is disrupted. If this is the case, then reduce your dose by 20 to 30%. And red is what we definitely want to avoid. So if you have sharp or escalating pain that isn't getting any better, so you might want to stop, reassess, and seek some professional guidance. Okay, so diving into the plan. In week 1, you want to wear your new barefoot shoes for 20 to 45 minutes, 4 to 6 days a week. You also want to choose surfaces that are a little bit softer and pretty flat. And for the rest of the day, just wear your normal shoes. You're not changing your whole life, we're just introducing a new stimulus. Moving on to weeks 2 to 3. Here you can build to about 1 to 2 hours of wear 5 to 6 days a week. You can also change your surface so that you add a slight incline. Just remember that you will be working your calf and Achilles a little bit more, so you might feel a little bit of extra tightness, but that is absolutely fine. Make sure you have about 10% left in the tank after each wear. So you could do a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that you should. Next up, weeks 4 to 6. This is where people can get a little bit overconfident and might cause a flare-up. So the general rule is to level up time or surface, one at a time, not at the same time. So if you're increasing your duration, make sure you're sticking to easy, softer surfaces. If you're going on slightly harder surfaces, then you might want to reduce your duration of wear. Also consider building in 1 to 2 easier days each week, which isn't a setback, it just helps to make adaptation actually work. Now, from week 7 to 12, your new barefoot shoes can become your default for daily movement, but training is different. If you're running, lifting, or doing something high impact like court sports, don't wear them for the full session. Instead, wear them for warm-ups, drills, part of the session, and then build that up gradually over time. Keep your increases small and keep using those traffic light rules. From the 12-week mark and onwards, you should be able to listen to your own body and know how the dials that we've discussed affect you. Keep doing things steady and you'll find that barefoot shoes become your new default. However, we do find that even for experienced barefoot enthusiasts, some cushioning remains useful for higher intensity and longer duration activities. So the adapt and endurance modes may still be useful. Remember, this is about healthy movement and not going minimal for the sake of it. So if you want this to work, don't stack changes. Don't switch your shoes and suddenly do double the walking. Don't add hills and speed in the same week, and don't go more minimal just to prove something. Pick the mode that makes consistency easy. A couple of common issues. Number 1 is feeling calf tightness. Now, when transitioning to zero drop shoes, this is a really common thing to feel because there is an increased stretch in your calf and your Achilles, which will adapt over time. But remember, if you feel yellow on the traffic light system, then just reduce the dose by 20 to 30%. Number 2 is hot spots or rubbing. This is usually a problem with the fit or maybe the type of socks that you're wearing. So just adjust early to avoid any more problems. And number 3 is, do you have one side that flares a little bit more than the other? This might be because you've got one side stronger than the other. So just reduce the dose and keep everything symmetrical and boring for a week. Remember, if anything becomes red on the traffic light system, so sharp, escalating, or catching pain, then make sure you get eyes on it. So if you can take one thing from this video, it's to change one variable at a time. We have lots more resources over on our website. So if you want more information on how to avoid calf tightness, which exercises you should do to accommodate, and our modes concept explained in more detail, then please check out those videos on our website. We are also open to receiving questions via email and DM, so please don't hesitate to contact us.